Hello.
Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. We have a new person. Vanessa, how are you?
Hi, how are you? I'm great, and yourself?
Good, thanks. Where are you calling in from?
From Indura.
Oh, from Bindura. Oh, nice. Very nice. We're just
Thank
waiting
you.
for two other speakers to join. We have
Okay.
Mabel. Oh, I need to put my camera on. We have Mabel and Dr. Nyarai logging in. I don't know if Jan, what happened to Janet?
Okay.
Okay. Okay, looks like Tapir Sugaring has joined. Hi, Mabel. Oh, hi, Rudo. Hi,
Hello.
Heather. Hi, Mabel.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Everyone's looking really nice. I'm gonna close my door. We're just waiting for Dr. Nyarai to join us. Let me give her a call. And everyone else on Facebook, welcome. This is day 4 of our TUDiki shower event. This is our 3rd annual TUDiki shower. And usually we meet in person. We get to see all your cute bellies. For the dads, we get to see your bellies too. And it's always, exciting, but COVID has really changed the way we're doing things this year. So there are some pros and cons. We have way more speakers, which is really, really awesome. We have some excellent resources in Zimbabwe. And what's good about our 2020 virtual TUDiki shower is we get to get people from the diaspora, everyone calling in, anyone who's Zimbabwean who's an expert in something has been contributing to these sessions that we're having. So I'm really, really grateful for that. So without further ado, I would like to welcome you all to day 4 of our 3rd annual TUDiki shower event. It's been an exciting week, and Bless Moore has joined us again. Thank you. she's always bringing baby on screen, and really, really appreciate us. That's Venus that she's holding, Venus Nenyasha. That's been our guest all week, and she hasn't made a sound. Not that we would mind that she cried or anything, but it's been very nice having all of you join us. So Monday, we had a session with the mothers that we called Motherhood, and there was a lot that came out from that. And one of the key issues that came out of there is just burnout, stress, feeling like you're not being a good mom, and leading up to issues with postpartum depression. And Dr. Nyarai with Sage Restorative is going to be talking a little bit about that. On Tuesday, we had our feeding and nutrition session. We had our expert lactation consultant, Katinka Msalaya, and she shared on breastfeeding techniques and educated a lot of us on how to get your baby to breastfeed. We also had Molifia, who's been a speaker. Both her and Katinka have been speakers at the TUDiki shower for the past 2 years. This is their 3rd year doing this, and I really appreciate them all the time. She also spoke on nutrition. She's a registered dietitian with the Ministry of Health and Child Welfare. She spoke a lot on that. And we had Marsha. She's a new speaker this year. She's a mom of 4. She's based in Canada, and she does she's a stay-at-home mom, but she works preparing meals for busy moms. So she's a meal planning consultant. So she did a really, really good job just educating families on how to meal prep, how to make everything from scratch, and do it within budget without feeling like you're stressed out or spending too much time doing that. yesterday was Meet the Doctors. So we had a lot of expert advice from Dr. Nyarai Poweni. I'm happy you're joining us again today on our wellness session. So she shared a bit on just taking care of your body before pregnancy, during pregnancy, and when baby comes. We also had Dr. Anesu Tongona, who shared a lot on a lot of ailments that kids and babies go through, even the mom, during pregnancy and when the baby comes. We had Dr. Zanele Dinika with Timeless Dental. She shared on taking care of your dental hygiene before pregnancy, during pregnancy, and showed you how to brush your baby's mouth. So I know, bless more, you had technical issues yesterday. I hope you get to go and watch those videos again and see how you can wash little Venus's mouth. I know she'll be crying a lot. You had asked a few questions about how do you, keep her calm and still brush her tongue and get that sticky stuff off her tongue. So it's been an exciting week. During COVID, I haven't had to dress up or anything. So I thank you all for getting me out of my pajamas and taking a shower in the morning and looking cute for you guys. So I really, really appreciate it. So I'm gonna share my screen and introduce my speakers. So today we're excited to have Mabel Muchabunga Butler. And she's with Tapira Skincare. We have Dr. Nyarai Poweni with Sage Restorative, and we have Rudo Mayera. She's with Sana Children's Hair Care. So they'll be sharing a lot about their companies, the services that they provide. And this discussion is really going to be focused on wellness, on good health, and just living a peaceful and stress-free life while still looking good. You don't have to be a mom and be looking all crazy. So Mabel, I know, is going to touch on that, on just how to maintain your sanity and still look good, take care of your skin and your baby's skin. But before I do that, before I move on to Dr. Nyarai, I just wanted to bring your attention to her page. This is Dr. Nyarai. She's going to be our first speaker, talking about postpartum issues, and she has a holistic approach to healthcare and how to take care of yourself, and she'll talk more about that. And before I do that, I would like to play a 2-minute video for you on postpartum depression, because this was an issue that came up a lot with a lot of the moms. So I'm gonna play this.
You're exhausted, you're unsure if breastfeeding is going right, why is the baby crying? I mean, there can be a wide range of emotions in the first couple weeks. 80% of women will experience this. And we kind of label that as kind of the baby blues. So that's normal. Expect that to happen. And there's a light at the end of the tunnel. However, for about 15% of women, it goes beyond that, and that is what we would label as postpartum depression. If they start experiencing symptoms 9 months down the road, they don't necessarily relate it back to the pregnancy. But really anything in the first 1 year we would label as postpartum depression. Classic symptoms of depression: feeling hopeless, crying too much. Sometimes it just shows up as irritability. Of course, if you're ever having feelings of wanting to hurt yourself or wanting to hurt others, we need people to seek out help immediately. The biggest thing that I want to instill to women is that they just need to be open about it. There's no need to feel shame, to blame themselves. They are not being bad moms. They shouldn't feel like failures. They just need to be open about it.
All right, thank you so much. So Dr. Poweni, I'm gonna hand over to you so you can just talk a bit about postpartum depression, the causes, and just your recommendations. And I'm gonna ask Rudo and Mabel if you have any input on that, or anyone else. Feel free to ask questions. Like I said, we're giving away lots of prizes. Asking questions gets you prizes. So don't forget to do that on both Facebook and on the Zoom. Thank you.
Great. I want to share my PowerPoint here.
Okay.
So let me see here. Hopefully technology is with, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Oh, fantastic.
And
so
you can
good evening.
presentation mode if you want.
Okay, how do I do that?
Slideshow.
Okay.
And just play.
Okay. So great. So the video kind of touched on a few things that I was going to speak about. So postpartum depression typically happens, you know, there's an array of emotions that are happening. You're excited, you're also nervous about being a new mom or adding additional children to your family. There's anxiety about that. You know, there's so many rules about, you know, what you should do or not do with your baby. It's a marathon, right? The whole childbirth is a whole big marathon. So they're very emotional. So in the video, they talked about baby blues that tends to happen, you know, because it's a significant and stressful event that happens in your life. And so with baby blues, they tend to be 2 or 3 days after delivery. And some of those are mood swings, you know, crying spells, anxiety, not sleeping. Not getting enough sleep tends to be the biggest concern for new moms. You know the difference now when things are becoming a little more severe is when there's long-term depression and sadness or, you know, inability to get up out of bed. In rare situations, there are some mothers who end up with postpartum psychosis where they need to get clinical assistance with that. Some of the causes, you know, you've had a significant change in your hormones, pre-pregnancy, during pregnancy, and then after pregnancy. So you just imagine your progesterone increases 20 times the levels they are before you're pregnant. And then estrogen again increases and GABA increases. And then all of a sudden you've had this baby and there's a complete dip. And these are the hormones that help you feel grounded and balanced. And then there's also the stresses of, you know, taking care of a new baby. Maybe you've had a C-section, you're worried about your wound. Maybe, you know, you're also managing taking the best pictures with your family and your baby, the names, if you haven't come up with names. So it's very, very stressful experience happening. There's also some, you know, especially when people move into across the diaspora, they might not have the necessary support system to help them with their new baby. There are also issues with the thyroid. And then nutritionally, for me, nutrition is really key. So you might have low vitamin D, you might have low zinc, you might have low iron, you might have low omega-3s, which all affect mood as well. And sometimes the issue with postpartum depression is people are afraid to seek help. There's a stigma that I'm not a good mom, I'm not a good woman, I don't know how to be a good mom. So then you push through it and things get worse instead of getting the assistance that you can right away. And then also sometimes doctor visits are not very friendly, right? You go into the doctor and when you get there, you don't have the symptoms that you're experiencing at home. And for some women, they're prescribed antidepressants. And then I'll also talk about some natural approaches and treatments. So like the video also mentioned, you know, you're feeling sad, there's a sense of overwhelm. It's natural to feel all of these things, but then when it becomes overwhelming and it lasts longer than a few weeks or a few days, you're crying incessantly, you're worrying and overly anxious, you might be sleeping too little or too much, you know, lack of concentration, you might be angry, you might not even enjoy the things that brought you joy, or even being with your baby. That might seem like you're frustrated with that. Some women tend to eat too much or not eat at all. And then there's challenges with bonding with your baby, which is really important in the first few weeks of having your baby. And then you're also doubting your parenting skills. Like there's so many different rules about what, do you cut the baby's hair, do you not? So there are all these stresses that you are overwhelmed with, and you never know, you don't know which way to go. And then you also might start avoiding your friends and family. So when's a good time to go see a doctor or just, you know, to go see a psychotherapist or a counselor is when you haven't been feeling well for more than 2 weeks. and things are getting worse. Like you were sleeping 5 hours, now you're sleeping 2 hours, or you haven't eaten in days, or you're just overeating, or you're not bonding with your baby. And it's just really challenging to do your daily tasks, or you might want to cause harm to yourself or your child. So from a naturopathic perspective, seeking mental health counseling is really helpful. So you could do cognitive behavioral therapy. You can see a psychotherapist, you can see a counselor. I know all of that would be helpful to just get your mind right and figure out some techniques in how to deal with the stresses, you know, how to bring more joy into your life. Exercise, probably the last thing on a new mom's mind, but maybe a little bit of exercise would be helpful, because that helps, again, balance your brain chemistry and your mood. Light therapy, you know, in places like, you know, if you're in Chicago or wherever you are in the UK and it's now winter, there's very little sunshine. And we're lucky in Zimbabwe that right now we've got a lot of sunshine, but getting some light therapy or spending some time in the sun, 10 to 20 minutes per day, goes a long way to balancing your mood. Taking probiotics, which are good bacteria, not only for your gut health and immune health, but it's also they found a significant link between the status of your probiotic levels and mental health issues. So taking a probiotic, I would suggest doing that actually during even the pregnancy, ensuring that you get some sleep and rest. And that might entail you incorporating your partner, your friends to help. I think sometimes we want to be super moms and we don't ask other people for assistance. So making sure you get help so that you can have the time to rest and rejuvenate. There are also some doctors that prescribe identical hormones to kind of rebalance your hormones until you're at a level, an even kill, and then you're not having the severity of the postpartum depression. Making sure you have a personal network, you know, having people who cook meals for you, and maybe watch your baby while you take a nap or you take a bath, because those simple skills and things that you do day to day become quite cumbersome when you have a baby. You can also take herbs like rhodiola, which is a very good stress manager. I take rhodiola anyway. Chamomile tea is very calming. SAMe is an amino acid that helps with GABA, which is a mood stabilizer. Meditation is also important. You don't have to do, you know, sitting in a lotus pose for 30 minutes. It could be just 10 minutes of intentional breathing. You could be listening to some thoughtful music to kind of calm you down and help you find a sense of joy. And then eating healthy food. I think when we're stressed, we tend to grab onto fast food and junk food, eating lots of sweets or bread. While that helps you temporarily, they're not nutrient dense to give your body the fuel it needs in order for you to feel good. So that's it. I don't know if you had any questions, but it's a normal thing that happens. Women shouldn't be ashamed to ask for help. That's the key message.
Thank you, Dr. Nyarai. This has been kind of like one of the important things that a lot of mothers have been talking about, and a lot of people may not know what postpartum depression is. They don't understand why they're feeling sad, why they may not like their baby. And it was interesting, yesterday I actually shared a video. I shared a video on our Facebook page from Red Table Talk, and it was on mom shaming. And sometimes you don't realize you're shaming other moms. Just someone coming to you and saying, your baby is hungry, you need to give them porridge, and they're only 3 months. They'll be telling your baby's too big, they're not eating enough, and it stresses you out. So just being aware of how you talk to a pregnant mother also helps. And another thing is the cutting of hair. I like that Zimbabweans and cutting hair, the baby's hair. People will stress you out that, you know, the baby's eating the hair is finishing up the baby's weight or something like that. And Rudo, maybe she'll talk about that. When do you cut baby's hair? I don't know if that's something you've encountered at Sana Hair Care. What's the good when do you start cutting baby's hair? All that kind of stuff. So I feel like there's a lot of mom shaming and a lot of people don't know it, but everyone thinks they're an expert. And it puts a lot of pressure on a new mom. So you always have to be sensitive when you give advice to a new mom, because anything and everything that you say can affect just their mental stability and their confidence in their parenting skills.
Yes, and when you marry across cultures, there are also different cultural norms. You know, there's some cultures where you don't cut hair and you have to braid the hair, so it becomes quite complicated. You know, just knowing all the different cultural norms, even where you're living, where you've moved to, so it just adds extra stress on that. Yeah,
and in the comments, Janet said, "We're being treated like a cow. Come and feed your baby. Come and feed your baby." Yeah, so she added another comment is, you know, what to do with the umbilical cord, and a lot of these are cultural, so just always have good people who bring positivity to your parenting journey. You don't always have to take in what everyone is telling you. So I don't know if anyone, I know Mabel is a mom of 2 beautiful girls. What were some of your experiences? I know you raised your girls in a different environment, but what were some of the things that maybe you experienced early on as a new mom?
Well, when we talk about cutting the hair, I never did. And I actually don't understand why it's done, because I don't know if it's just to remove whatever that was in the womb and get new hair, but I never did. So the hair's been growing and everything is doing okay, and they didn't have any issues growing up. But I want to touch what the doctor was, the good doctor. I like to call everybody the good doctor. What she was talking about when it comes to eating healthy, and even when it comes to skin, really eating healthy is the most important thing that you can do if you want to have great skin. And for Tapira, when we're talking about skin consultation, we are not just talking about products. It really starts from the inside of your body. You are exactly what you eat. So when you watch what you're eating, and as a pregnant, when you're pregnant, you're breastfeeding, your skin is gonna go through so many changes. So those changes that are going through your body because of hormonal issues, you can use so many products that are out there, but the one thing that you can do will be the diet, and the diet will keep your skin together, and you'll be surprised what the food we eat can actually do for your skin. So, you know, unfortunately, when I was pregnant, I was not practicing what I'm preaching right now because I had so many craves. I was eating anything and everything that I wanted to eat, and it really showed on my skin. But after I had my babies, everything, you know, changed, and I became aware of things that I needed to do, and incorporating that, it really, really helped. So if you're a new mom out there and you're really struggling, the diet, just start watching your diet. And the resources that have been here, my goodness, from preparation of the meals. I went back today, that's what I was doing. I'm home, I was watching all the videos, and I was like jotting down notes as well, because I'm so bad at meal prepping as a busy woman. You know how it is. You're just jumping and trying to do everything at one time. But that's what I want to focus on. I don't know if you want me to get into the skin now or...
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to share Mabel's page, Tapira Skincare. Just give me one moment. So Tapira, she has a Facebook page, and this is Mabel Butler. She has a skincare range called Tapira Skincare, and we always have them at the TUDiki Shower. This is their 3rd year, always partnering with us and being a supporter. And her sister Lucy spoke to some moms at last year's event in Harare on just taking care of your skin, because some people feel like maybe when you're pregnant you don't want to have a lot of chemicals, how that's going to affect your skin and possibly your baby. So maybe you can also talk about that, just some of the things, not just the skin, because I know she's a registered esthetician. I don't know if I cannot say that word, but she can share on some of the practices that keep mom peaceful, pampered, and well taken care of. So, and one thing I liked on what Dr. Poweni talked about was incorporating your partner if he's present, if he's in the picture. That always helps, and the dads tomorrow will be answering to that. Have a support network are one of the things that you talked about. And before Mabel goes into her presentation, thoughtful music and just having peace around you. Even Facebook, I'm on Facebook right now. You don't want to be like a new mom stressed out being on all these ratchet Facebook groups that still stress you out. So just maintaining peace and positivity around you is very important. So Mabel, maybe introduce a little bit about Tapira Skincare, what you guys do, and you can talk about some of the products and just to educate the women on taking care of your skin. And we had a lot of questions yesterday on eczema for the baby. So maybe after that, you can touch on skin issues for newborn babies, what to do and what not to do.
Okay. Thank you, Shingi. Thank you for having me. Thank you, TUDiki, and all the other panelists. I'm so excited to be here. This is my very, very first time. My sister Lucy is always the one in Harare and always collaborate with TUDiki, but I'm so happy to be here today. As she said, my name is Mabel Machabunga Butler. I'm a licensed esthetician for 20 years. I own a day spa in Columbia, South Carolina. And I also have a skincare line and a hair removal product line. I'm also an educator for estheticians. So everything evolves around beauty, spa stuff, and that's all I eat and breathe and do all the time. So I want to start with taking care of yourself as a pregnant mom, or as you're planning to get pregnant, or as you have babies or kids in the house. Simple things that can be done. That does not involve you going to the spa. That does not involve you spending any money, because I know we are all in different parts of the world, and the way we have, it's all different. So the first thing that you can do, just a simple quiet time. The doctor talked about taking a yoga class or doing yoga in the morning. So if you get up early in the morning before the kids wake up, just take time for yourself, just self-care, time for yourself to get centered. You don't have, if you don't do yoga, you can pray, just time for yourself without all that noise, before the noise starts. Or if your baby wakes up early in the morning, take the baby in the stroller, go for a walk, get that oxygen. It really does well for your mind. It does really great for your well-being. So to start off your day, it's very, very important the way you start your day off. So those two little things, it's just simple. You don't pay anything for that. And while you're on the walk, take your cup of water, take your bottle of water and you drink. You start your body, waking up your body with water. It can be warm water. It's actually good to warm up your body. And another thing that you can do at the end of the day is taking a bath or taking a shower. Quiet down before you go to bed. Set the mood, put a candle, burn some nice aroma candles, or lavender is very relaxing. Do that before you go to bed. If you have a husband in the house, you don't have to shy away from asking your partner, your husband, your mom, your sister to take care of the baby. As Zimbabwean women, we are so all about wanting to be super women, really. I want people to see that I do it all. But some of these things is too much pressure for us that you don't have to do it all by yourself. These people are there to help you, your husband, your family, if you got grown kids, they're there to help you with that. So quiet down before you go to bed and just enjoy that quiet time. Take a bath, relax before you go to bed. You have a better start in the next day. Another thing that you can do, if you can afford going to the spa, those massages, trust me, they do good for your body. There is a reason why the massage is all for relaxing. Just once a month if you can afford it. If you can't, even once every 3 months or on your birthday, make it special. Because when you take good care of yourself, when you come back to your family, you've got so much to give. You cannot really pour out of an empty cup. So you always have to make sure you are filling your cup. You're making sure your needs are met. And we feel bad by asking for our needs met most of the time, but we shouldn't. For us to be better mothers, we have to take care of ourselves. Then I want to get into the changes as a pregnant woman, changes that your body is going to go through, or things that you're going to see on your skin changing because you're pregnant. The first thing that you start seeing will be darkening. It can be darkening of underarms. It can be darkening of the neck area. It can be darkening of between your thighs. And this is just hormonal changes going through your body. And absolutely nothing you can do during this time when you're pregnant, because this will go away when your baby is born. This will go away when the pregnancy hormone starts getting to be normal. So no worries about it. Another thing that you can start seeing too is a line. As women, we have that vertical line on our tummy. It actually gets way darker and more noticeable when you're pregnant. That's another thing that will start, you can start seeing on your body. Nothing also to worry about. Stretch marks. You can start seeing your tummy when you're probably 3-4 months, your tummy starts showing some stretch marks. This is due to the baby growing, just stretching your skin. What you want to do is to moisturize your skin. You want to make sure your skin is always moisturized. So when your skin is stretching, it's moisturized so that it doesn't leave a lot of stretch marks. So on that, you can use, there is shea butter, any good moisturizer that you can get that is very hydrating. Glycerin is also very good. Glycerin is one product that our grandmothers, our mom, actually right now, my grandmother still use that glycerin, and it's very good to keep the moisture into your skin. So make sure you are keeping those areas hydrated. It would help with stretch marks. But I also want you to know that stretch marks is also hereditary. There are other people who will tell you, I never did anything and they didn't have any stretch marks. So you might actually be moisturizing, but you still have stretch marks. That's also normal. But you will have minimal stretch marks if you hydrate, moisturize your skin. Another thing that you will also start seeing, what people call a pregnancy mask, which is melasma or chloasma. They call that in Zimbabwe. It's a kind of a brown patch. Most women will start seeing it. They would, when we're doing skin consultation, they talk about, they started seeing it when they were pregnant. It will be around the cheeks mainly, and it's called melasma. It usually comes because of hormonal changes too. And while you're pregnant, there's absolutely nothing you can do, although there are treatments that can be done after you deliver the baby. At this time when you're pregnant, you want to be very minimal with the products that you use. You want to watch the ingredients in the products. It's really nothing to do about the name of the product, but it is about the ingredients that are in the product. So you want to make sure you're not using so much, because some of it will start going away, some won't, and there are certain services or certain treatments that I'll talk about later that you can do when the baby has been born. But one thing that you can also do while you're pregnant to prevent this hyperpigmentation that I'm talking about to get worse, or the melasma that I'm talking about to get worse, is to wear sunscreen. So sunscreen is to prevent your skin from the darker patches or dark spots, or acne scarring or melasma from getting worse. And growing up in Zimbabwe, we never knew, or we were never taught, that sunscreen is something that we need to wear, and sunscreen should be worn for you and also for your baby. The baby skin is very fragile. The baby skin is still very sensitive. So putting the sunscreen on your baby is also very important. Make sure those babies are wearing hats right now. It's summertime in October. When you step outside with your baby, make sure they have a hat or you've put sunscreen on their skin. Most of those little rashes that we see on the baby is because we are exposing them into these environmental factors, and the skin is still very, very thin and sensitive. Or we are doing the opposite. We are putting so many clothes on the baby, the woven majusi with the hat, with the mabutisi, and all of that, and it's summer. They're sweating, and you start seeing the little baby rashes, the little baby. If you just take off all of that and let the skin have a little bit of air, all of those things will go away. And this is, things that we've been told, like cover the baby, make sure the baby's clothed, and then on top of that, you put the shower on top. It's just like too much. So let the skin breathe, and all those other issues will go away. I want to touch on, while we talk about the baby, I want to touch on the baby acne. Sometimes you have a baby, and after a couple of days, you start seeing the baby having the acne. It looks like little pimples with pus, and that's just baby acne. It's usually caused by hormones coming from the mother, and that will go away. So what you want to do is to avoid putting a lot of creams, especially scented creams. You want to avoid that. Non-scented creams for the baby sensitive skin is the best thing to go. And you, as a mom, when you're eating healthy, you're eating your veggies, you're drinking your water, you are eating your berries, your fruits, all of those things, your baby is going to have the milk that actually healthy for them, and it helps to clear their skin also. So what you're eating, you know, that is also eventually, if you're breastfeeding, is eventually getting into your baby. So if you eat healthy, your baby is going to have healthy antibodies coming from your milk, and that is going to help them with that eczema. I know, Chingy, we were talking about the eczema. It's also starting from us parents, if you're breastfeeding, what we are eating. So if you eat healthy, your baby's skin is not going to have so many issues, especially if you're breastfeeding. Of course, you know, breastfeeding is the best way to go before we even start with formula. Some of these skin issues are being caused with formula or the food we are feeding the baby or what we are eating. So make sure you are working as a mom. You want to take care of you first. This is where I'm going to. When you take care of yourself first, you can take care of your baby when it comes to your mental health, when it comes to you feeling extra exhausted, you are getting enough sleep, you are also exercising, you are taking care of yourself, you will be a better mother to your baby. You will be a better mom even if your baby is not born yet when you're still pregnant. So those are the things we want to watch too. So what are the things that we can actually do? I talked about, don't worry about all these things. What if your skin is breaking out? What if your skin is getting extra dry during your pregnancy? What are the things that you can do? I want to talk about home remedies that are simple, because at this time when you're pregnant, you cannot use stuff like salicylic acid, glycolic acid, all those acids, mandelic acid that are in the cleansers, even if you're breaking out, because whatever you put on your skin is going to eventually get into your body as well. So make sure you're not doing that, but there are some things that you can do to take care of yourself. And this actually also self-care or time alone. When you get in the bathroom, you can cleanse your skin with a cleanser that does not have any of those that are the above that I mentioned before, and you can exfoliate your skin. A simple meal mixed with water is very good to exfoliate your skin, because when you get pregnant, sometimes you tend to have that dullness, the skin. Some people will have a glow. Some people will have dull skin that they just looking, you get you know, mothers used to comment like, you know, stuff like that. So if your nose is getting bigger because you're pregnant, you can still work on your skin to give that nice glow by exfoliating. Use your meal mixed with water, scrub. And you don't want to be too rough when you exfoliate. Just a gentle circular motion exfoliating your skin is good enough. You can, if you still can breathe well, because when you're pregnant, sometimes, you know, you can't really breathe that well. You can do hot water, and you can cover your head under there and steam your face that way. That way, steam helps to help with that exfoliation and help with getting rid of the whiteheads while you're exfoliating and the blackheads into your skin. Just about 5 minutes of that is good enough. You can also use mask, and there are certain things that you can find in your kitchen that you can mash up and put on your face. Things like avocado. It's good for you to eat. It's good for omega-3s that the doctor was talking about. So while you can eat half of the avocado, mash half of it, apply it on your face. It's good for dry skin if you're pregnant. If you have oily skin, the egg white is absolutely good for that. If you are also wanting to get that nice exfoliation, pumpkins, really mananga aya. When you're cooking your meals, save a little bit, you eat a little bit of that and you mash another one, put it all over your face, and it's good for exfoliating. Greek yogurt is also absolutely amazing. Don't get the one that has the fruits in it, just the plain Greek yogurt. It's a good exfoliant. Apply it at least once or twice a week. It's good to take off the dead skin cells that causes that downness into your skin. So there's certain things that you can do at home using your products in the kitchen. And I'll talk about other things that you should not be using in your kitchen that I've seen a lot of people using, and that is lemons. I'm not so sure who started with using lemons on the skin, but lemon is very acidic and it burns the skin. And when it's burning, it's gonna leave some hyperpigmentation the longer you use the lemon. Same goes to soda. A bicarbonate of soda should not be used on your skin. It's also acidic and is going to cause burns onto your skin. The first time you start using soda, the first week or 2 weeks, you see your skin looking great because it's got that exfoliating factor in it. But the more you continue, your skin is going to feel raw, it's going to feel irritated, it's going to feel so extra sensitive, and you'll be surprised why your skin is going through that. And when you're pregnant, your skin is going through so many changes already. So to add on to that, it's going to cause a lot of irritation to your skin. So leave the soda for cooking your mubora and derere, but not onto your face. You can exfoliate your feet if you've got dry feet with the soda, but not on your face. Another thing that you can do, increase your water content. Make it, put some watermelon, some strawberries, put some cucumbers, and that lemon that I was talking about, put it in the water. It's really great to detoxify and helps to just make you drink more water, because a lot of people cannot take just plain water. So if you infuse your water, you're gonna find yourself wanting to drink a little bit more water. Let's go back and talk about baby's skin when it comes to eczema. A lot of kids, they are born with eczema. It's also hereditary, or it is in the food. So things that you want to watch, that you want to cut back on, because when I started mentioning about our skin is the largest organ of the body. Of all the body organs we have, the skin is the largest organ. So whatever that's going on inside your body, it's going to reflect on your skin. So what you are eating, really, eczema is really mostly connected to your diet. So you want to cut back a lot of things in your diet to start seeing, is this helping? Processed foods is one of them that can cause a lot of flares up. You might see sometimes if you're eating good, your eczema is okay, but then when you start eating bad, the eczema start flaring up. It's really in that food that you're eating. So watch closely, pay attention closely to what you're eating, and you can add or remove and see what's going on. The bread can cause a lot of flaring up. Diet like milk, dairy and dairy products can also cause that. Not only can it flare up eczema, but it can cause a lot of breakouts when you have acne skin. So you can cut back on that. Peanut butter also can cause flaring up of acne, not eczema. So you want also to cut back on that. So there are a lot of foods really that you can do a little change. You don't want to take off everything on your diet, but you can do a little bit at a time to see what's working and what's not working. And when it comes to moisturizing, go for non-scented moisturizers. I know we want our babies to smell good by putting the Johnson & Johnson baby lotion, all those heavy scented lotions. They can also cause the little breakouts onto the skin, or cause eczema flare up. So I would suggest going for non-scented moisturizer. If you want your baby to smell nice, go ahead and get that baby cologne that you're actually just putting onto the clothes of the baby, not directly to their skin. Watch the water that you're bathing your baby in. If the water is too hot and the baby has eczema, they are going to get even drier, and it can also end up being like psoriasis. So make sure you're not using a lot of hot water when you're bathing your baby. It's got to be lukewarm, and that will help with the eczema. And as soon as they're done, you can put a little bit of oil also in the water that you're bathing them. You can look for sunflower oil, safflower oil, the oils that are not too heavy. You can use even the coconut oil in the water that you're bathing your baby in, so that they are absorbing the oil while they're still in the water. And when they come out, they're still having, the oil already on the skin, and you just pet dry and you put your non-scented moisturizer. And oils are good if your babies they don't have those little breakouts, flaring up of the baby acne or the little rashes that they have. And when your baby, on the baby skin too, we can talk about the little cute buttocks. When you have your baby, make sure you're changing the diapers. Usually most of that diaper rash is caused by moisture, living moisture on the baby on the baby with this on the skin for a long time. Some of us, we might want to say we are saving diapers, we don't want to do lots of laundry, but that's a big no. I would rather you let your baby walk around in the house butt naked than having your baby wear a wet diaper for so long. So make sure you're changing those diapers, aerate those little bottoms so that they're getting the oxygen, the air they need to dry completely. And when you're changing the diaper, make sure the bottom is completely dry before you change or put a clean or a new napkin. Also moisturizing. There are a lot of, I think TUDiki has some bath paste on for the baby that you can get that helps with drying if the buttocks have become so raw because you were not changing the diapers. So make sure you're paying attention to that, because that can irritate you and that will cost your sleep if your baby's crying and waking up through the night because they are sensitive on that area. Another thing that I want to touch on is you as a mom are taking care of your overall body skin. So exfoliation that we were talking about, the face, but your whole body needs your love. You can also get extra dry. So make sure if you're feeling that your skin is changing and you're getting extra dry, as soon as you jump out of the shower, apply the oil, and then you can put your moisturizer after. Make sure you're not completely dry before you do that. Your skin is still a little bit damp. Use those oils that you want to put on the face. They're mainly for the body. Coconut oil is not great for your face, but you can use it for your body. And they seal in with your moisturizer. So I think I did touch on some things. I don't know if you want me to add any extra or there are any questions. I will be more than happy to do so.
That was really good, Mabel. Thank you so much. And what I see happening throughout the week, all the information that's been shared from our experts, these people don't know each other, but it's the same type of information. Watch what you eat, exercise, don't be too stressed out. And I feel bad for the makers of Cerelac and Johnson & Johnson, because I think this baby shower has thrown them out of business. Cerelac is too sweet. Don't feed that to your baby. We heard that on Tuesday in the feeding and nutrition session. It's always good to watch what you're putting into your body, because that affects your overall health. So all these ailments that you as a mama are experiencing or that your baby may be experiencing, the main theme has just been the food that you take in, the food that you eat. So food is the new medicine. So watch what you eat. We have a question on Facebook from Ellen Tinashe Mwayera Magadzire, is asking, can I apply sunscreen on a baby at any age? This was a discussion that she was having with her sister recently. You mentioned sunscreen, Mabel, and I know Zimbabwean kids always have hats, and they don't want the Nova to be exposed. We talked about that yesterday. Can you just shed more light on that? When do you start putting sunscreen onto a baby, and how do you know the type of ingredients that could be harmful? Maybe you could mention the most popular ones or the most common bad ingredients that you find in some of the skincare products for babies and for adults.
Right. So sunscreen can be applied definitely on a baby. And the first thing I want to mention, you want to apply it all over the body, definitely, because if they're going to be on sun, they actually need it more than we do because their skin is extra sensitive. So as young as a small 2 months, however small your baby is, as long as you're heading outside, you want to apply that sunscreen. And you also want to make sure they're wearing a hat if they can, that the sun hat, if you can. That helps also from getting the sun heat on the Nova that you mentioned about. I'm not quite familiar with what sunscreens are available on the market in Zimbabwe, so I think I would like to put names because that can help. When I'm done, I want to see what's in Zimbabwe. When I'm done, I can write some sunscreen, because if I talk about things that is not available for them, it's going to be not even helpful for them. So I want to look at the sunscreens that are actually available in Zimbabwe and talk about here and here and here. This is something that you can get for your babies. I think that's how I can answer that, because I don't think it would be very helpful.
Okay.
And I'll put a list of names of other sunscreen if you're in other countries, because the products that we have over here in the US are not the same as you can find in South Africa or in Zimbabwe. So putting a whole list of products that I know will be, or they can find in these countries or in UK, will be a very good thing to do. So I can do that when we're done.
And I just want to mention, Mabel, I think as Africans, we have this misconception that sunburn is only for whites or Caucasian people with light skin. Mabel, I actually learned about sunscreen from Mabel, and I went and got my Black Girl sunscreen, and I've been using that. So even if you're dark skinned, you can still get sunburned, and you can still have different types of melanomas, cancer of the skin. So it's always important to take care of your skin as an African, and to also wear a hat, because people think maybe you have to be like very fair or a white person to need to wear sunscreen. And
Can I add that to what you just said,
Sure.
Shingy, very quickly before? Yeah, sunscreen actually, I mean, sun is the #1 aging factor on anybody, no matter how much, if you're Caucasian, you're Black, it's the #1 aging factor. So as Black people, we are lucky that we have a little bit of extra melanin. Everybody has melanin, including the white people, Caucasian people. So we have a little bit of more melanin than they do, but we still getting burned. You can see yourself during wintertime, you get a little bit lighter than what you do when it's summertime. You get a little bit darker because the sun is actually, you're tanning as well, just in a different way than the Caucasian skin does. So yes, if you want to stay young, you better put on sunscreen, including men too, because men think they don't have to. If you don't use anything and you're men on your face, use a cleanser and use sunscreen, those two things.
Awesome. And we have have a few comments from here. People have mentioned coconut oil, Vaseline. Blessmore is saying she's been using Vaseline for her baby and it's been working really well. No nappy rash at all. And Elias Tangayofa, hello everyone. Twins mommy in the house. Yay. I wanted to thank you all for mentioning coconut oil, because it worked and still works very well when my toddler son gets eczema outbreak, and when my when her 2-year-old son gets outbreaks. So if you have any advice, keep it coming in the comments. Remember, we have lots and lots of prizes. So we're going to open up for discussions after Rudo goes on. So I'm going to share Rudo's page, and so the purpose really of the TUDiki shower is to bring you resources that are available in Zimbabwe, so you can be the best parents that you can be with good sources of information. So we've had a panel of experts throughout the week. I'm going to share that on here, and more information is available on our website on information that's out there. Katinka was there, and on her website, she has a lot of local resources. So if you go on her website, she has a lot of local resources, and I like her page because she categorized it on anything and everything that you need. So don't feel alone. And I know some people are not good at asking for help. Don't feel like you're on this journey alone. You can always consult, and that's why we do this event, so that you're all well informed, you're educated, and you get to focus on just taking care and nurturing your baby. And again, I talked about Molefia. She's our registered dietitian. She also does consultations on just meal planning and what you need. And it's not just for kids. I actually wanted to refer, some of my family members are diabetic, and I'm booking an appointment so that they can be educated on what to eat and how to take care of their bodies given the ailments that they have. And again, I'm going to mention Janet's blog. It's called Mwanangu Mtanami. She also has a wealth of information on her blog. And if you're a new mom and have information to share, get in touch with her and you can be featured. She featured me, that's me right there. She featured me last week, and we're talking about the TUDiki shower, but she has a lot of information from experts that she can share on her blog. So we're living in a digital age where information is at our fingertips. You just have to, and these people that we've brought as guests onto the TUDiki shower have these resources, so you're not scrambling and Googling things, you know, that are not even available in Zimbabwe, but we have some excellent resources for you in Zimbabwe. Like I said, Tapira Skincare, at the end, Maple will share how you can get in touch with her. You can get her products in Zimbabwe. And she usually have lives, you know, those are some of the good lives. We were talking about good energy. She has some really inspiring live talks that you can tune in and listen to. So go ahead and like her page. And we are going to have Sana Hair Care. Rudo is going to talk about just taking care of hair for your kids. And I know boys are now starting to get their hair braided, so don't be the traditional parent that feels like you cannot do things to your boy's hair. You can still do stuff, and Sana Care is here for you. They specialize solely in kids' hair. So, and they know how to take care of kids' hair. They don't pull too much. I remember when I was little, I would have, you know, those side mapundus on your hair because somebody just pulled too much because they're not an expert at doing kids' hair. So Sana Hair Care, I'm going to hand over to Rudo right now so she can talk about what she does and just her journey and why she started doing this.
Okay, all righty. Hi everyone, how are you today? What a pleasure to be here to share this information with you and just to talk to everyone about hair care for children. So I will before I forget, I just want to go back to some of the issues that I was just jotting down a few things because people were addressing things about cutting hair at a young age and etc. So I wanted to go and address those before I forget. Then I'll explain about Sana Hair Care. Is that okay, Shingi?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, because I found it very interesting. You know, the whole myth of cutting hair when a child is young. I mean, you really don't need to cut hair when a child is young. I think they mostly did it because the hair ends up uneven, isn't it? And so they believe that, you know, if you cut it as well, it allows fresh growth and etc. I think that's probably the only feasible reason why you should cut hair at a young age. But other than that, there's no real reason to cut hair. So if I were you, I'd like let your hair grow. There's a time it is going to I don't want to say fall off naturally, but yes, you know, shed and all of that. And then you'll be able to see what should be trimmed off and what shouldn't. And the real thick hair starts to come out. So there's no pressure. There shouldn't be any pressure for a mom to cut a child's hair at a young age. So I thought I'd note that as well. They mentioned glycerin as well. And I just wanted to say glycerin is indeed good for skin. And I wanted to say as well as hair. So for example, as your child, we get a lot of questions. We get a lot of moms asking us about what they should do in their child's hair. I mean, 2 months, children who are 2 months, you get them asking, oh my gosh, what can I do to my child's hair? Can I bring her in? Can we start doing braids on my child's hair? And we're like, no, don't do a lot on your child's hair at this age. Even concerning products, you get some moms who've taken pictures of all the things that they have bought for their child's hair. You know, can't do this and all of that. Sorry to mention brand names. My point is they just usually go to the most popular brand names to start applying on their children's hair. So there was a mention of glycerin earlier. I want to say glycerin is a great product to just put in your child's hair. It's very light, and when you wash your baby's hair, just put that in as well. There shouldn't be any pressure to put much more because later on, you know, you'll do more. But for now, that's all you'll need to do. They mentioned the heat and how the heat, the heat affects the child's skin and all of that. And that's the same with hair. When we, you know, apply too much to the child's hair or do too many hairstyles to the baby, it also affects them and their hair. So age appropriate hairstyles, ponytails, these are things you shouldn't be. Sorry, Shingi, I'm trying to focus, and on the side I can see you flashing things from the page, so I'm trying to full and have a look. So excuse my darting eyes as I do that.
You know, some of the products that you use.
No problem. I'll just shut that window so that I don't get to see that. I hope you're still following me as I make my point. But yes, just back to the sun and the heat. Just wanted to talk about how we encourage age-appropriate hairstyles, and once again, I'll touch on that. But I'm just basically going through it so that we can agree, so that I'm just agreeing and touching base on what it is that I was hearing earlier. And I wanted to agree as well on the diet, and that diet also does affect what happens with your hair. I know this from my own experience. I lost some hair at some point in my life when I wasn't eating very well and I was going through a lot. And so, yes, I wanted to agree on the point of diet as well as for, for hair. And yeah, so I will go on to why Sana Hair Care exists. So, like Shingi mentioned, we have Sana Hair Care. Sana Hair Care is for children. I say it's for children, but at the moment it's mainly for girls. We will continue to, expand to the boys a little later on. But we exist to make moms' lives easier, and we exist to encourage the little girls and the moms to continue to keep their natural hair going, because there's no reason why moms should be struggling with hair, cutting their children's hair and all of that. I had a traumatic experience when I was a child. You speak about going to the salon and kudonzo and all of that. We used to have the stretching combs, if you remember those, and I used to get my hair stretched, and it was a screaming match every single time. So when I was 9 years old, the one time my mom was like, "That's it, I'm cutting your hair." And I had really, really long hair. And I remember thinking, oh my God, this is terrible. And then my sister had a daughter, and I was 15 at that time. I was 15, and she sent her home for us to take care of her, as well as my brother sent his daughter over, and my cousin had more daughters. So I had all these girls, and I had to take care of them. So I used to do their hair, and just little cute bubbles, in their hair, little cute scrunchies. And then one day my uncle said to me, you do these children's hair with such ease, and look at the way that they just fall on your lap, and they're not crying, they're not doing anything. You should really think about doing this full time. And I thought, actually, I should. And later on, I did, and I went into that, and I started doing it full time. But the point is, it was really just such a journey to be able to take all those little girls and make them cute. Wherever we went, everyone said cute hairstyles, and also just being able to take that burden off their moms. And so once again, this is why we exist. So I want to talk, after giving that background, I want to go back to just moms and some of the pressures that they have for their children and their hair. So number one, I think we touched on it before, just the pressure of hairstyles. Okay, from a young age, I have the pressure. What should I put in my child's hair? How's it going to look? Should I put these thick braids? Please do not worry yourself and push yourself to that extent. A child's hair is so good in an afro. Just buy cute little scrunchies, cute little hair bands. Just put those on. If you're going to be dealing with what Dr. Narai said, which is a lot of depression, or just going through the motions after giving birth and trying to raise your child, it will not. There's no damage done to leave your child's hair in an afro, scrunchies, Alice band, and everything. You're fine. The other thing I wanted to encourage as well is product use. I mentioned glycerin. So let's say why I mentioned glycerin is if you're using glycerin for their child's skin, you can also use it for the hair. Coconut. Some children's hair take on really well to coconut oil. Please be careful, because not all oils are good for the children's hair. I can't, go down into detail with it, but then just Google it if you like at some point. But coconut oil, if you're using coconut oil for your child's skin as well, after a bath, after a wash, just put it into your child's hair. Shingi has shown some of our products that we have. We have products for children specific, so we leave out certain ingredients that are not good for their hair. But in our product range, we have what is a hair mist. And the hair mist is really good because we spoke about the sun. The sun really does damage our hair as well. So out there, when children are out, you just spray your hair mist. It hydrates their hair. Our product has the hair mist. It has some protein to feed back into the hair. We also have some glycerin. Once again, we touch on glycerin in their hair because it's light, and when you spray it, it just freshens the hair. And then we have shea butter in our range as well. And shea butter, we all know the benefits of using shea butter. Shea butter is what you can use after your child's hair is wet. You just take it and you spread it around the hair. We also have oil, nourishing hair oils in our product range. And our bottle is filled with amazing oils like baobab oil. We have some coconut in there. We have some jojoba oil in there. We have some vitamin E as well. So some of these products, basic products, are so good for their hair. one of the reasons why we created our own product range as well is because when we were, we'd be doing hair and we'd be buying hair products from South Africa, from America, you're chasing for all the best products and you're thinking, but what did our grandmothers do for their hair and it still look good? Do you know what I mean? What basic oils, and some of these oils that people are putting in their product overseas and everything, they come from Africa, they come from us. So we just thought, let's just go back to our own oils and our own things. There's basic natural oils because once again, we cater to natural hair. So we went back to natural oils that we can think of and we put them together so that they can benefit the child's hair. So the oils that you'd find in our product are basic oils that are just good for natural hair. And I'm talking about these oils being basic and good because you don't need to do a lot once again and put a lot of things into your baby's hair, into your children's hair. It is very important that we understand this. The more you do to hair sometimes, the more you stress it. So especially at a young age, let's say before even a year or 2 or 3, try to avoid doing too much to their hair. And I know it's tempting to want to put these braids and to want to do a lot to your child's hair because you want to walk around with your daughter, obviously looking as nice as you are. But trust me, an Alice band and scrunchies are so good enough. Just do not stress your child's hair until much later on. We start doing children's hair. We start helping moms with their hair in the salon from preschool time, just because then we can put cornrows into your children's hair and all of that, no age appropriate hairstyles. But we are there to guide you. So we have moms who have just given birth who call in and ask us what it is that they should do, and we'll walk you through. We'll walk you through what you should do, give you some product, and just guide you along on what to do and what not to do as you go through this hair journey with your daughter. And speaking of boys, we do have boys that come in as well. We call it hair care for children, yes, like I said before, but we have a lot of girls in the salon and they do not want to share the space with their boys. So for now, we're just saying hair care for girls, but we do cater to boys, and it's the same thing. We wash their hair. If they do come in, we wash their hair. We blow dry it if we have to. Actually, on that note, whilst you're at home, something simple for you to do after you wash your child's hair. Let's say it has really, really thick hair. Mabanzi are really, really straightforward things to do to your daughter's hair whilst at home. That's something to do whilst you wait for them to be salon ready. So you wash your child's hair, put the oils we've spoken about, and just do mabanzi or thick scrunchies or twists to wait on them whilst they get to a place where you then can bring them into the salon. But the same thing happens for boys as well. That's where I was going to. The same thing works for boys in terms of their hair. The same way you would take care of a little girl's hair, the same way you could take care of a little boy's hair. But yes, Shingi?
Thank you
Anything
so
else?
much. No, I'm just going to comment. We have Chieza saying, and I've seen her little nephew. He has beautiful hair. Baby Ari, we met my Ari on Monday. So baby Ari has amazing hair. He has a head full of hair that's never been cut. So earlier on,
Wow.
just linking this to postpartum and mom shaming and stressing out new moms. Stop telling new moms that we tend to stress each other out. So as you've heard from our experts, you just need to nourish that hair and take care of it. It's not going to cause the baby to lose weight. So we need to dispel some of these myths that we pass on, and we just cause a lot of stress in our mothers. So thank you so much for sharing. And everyone is commenting, very informative sessions. And I always say when we don't have a lot of questions, it means that our speakers are doing a really good job in covering the important questions that that moms and dads have. I'll say moms and dads because, like I said, the dads always feel left out, and so they're just in the background. But thank you so much to our speakers. I don't know if you have any questions. I realized earlier on my screen was actually not sharing. I want to bring you to just go back to Dr. Poeni's website. what she does. So earlier on, we played a short video on postpartum depression, and she gave an excellent presentation on postpartum depression. And one of the questions, Dr. Pawen, maybe you can address this, is does it go away? Or it's, you know, because it's in the video, it says, you know, 80% of moms are feeling overwhelmed, anxious, and they're feeling like they're not being the best mom. But out of that 80%, 15% remain in a state of depression and anxiety. Is this something that will go away, or is it something that will continue to happen, like for every one of your children? And what are some of the remedies that you provide to your clients who come in?
So I think we go back to eating well, right? Mm-hmm. And then also making sure you're taking good supplements. You know, we tout a lot about prenatal care, but we also need to continue those, you know, those really robust vitamins if we have access to them, to take those, to continue ensuring that we have our B vitamins that give us energy and help us with mood, and that we've got, you know, our iron levels are good, that we're taking a good omega fatty acids, whether we're eating fish or eating avocado, we're eating nuts if we can have them nuts. Just making sure that we are eating an array of foods in our diet, and we're not eating the same foods. For some women, they might, you know, there's that postpartum psychosis where it doesn't go away, and so you need to, you know, to get some clinical help and probably get some antidepressant prescribed.
Thank you. And one of the things you mentioned earlier on, I'm just also sharing different resources on postnatal depression on Katinka's website. She also has other resources around Zimbabwe. One of the things that you mentioned is light therapy. And some people may not know what light therapy is. Guys, light therapy is kudziamshana. That's light therapy. That's so you don't have to pay for it. You don't have to look for a doctor in Zimbabwe who offers light therapy. You just go outside in Ziyamushana for a good 20 minutes and get some good vitamins. Yes.
Yeah.
So we have a lot. Go ahead.
What did you say? Also make sure your arms are exposed. You know, you can lift up dress so that your legs get some sun, your chest gets some sun. You know, because we tend to be so overdressed sometimes that we're so covered up that we're not letting the sunlight hit our skins. And it doesn't have to be long. 15, 20 minutes, your skin starts tingling a little bit and you're done. You know, avoid the sunburns and the sun issues, but 10, 15 minutes is enough.
All right. So a lot of these resources are inexpensive, available in your kitchen. And of course, you still need a good mental health person. And Dr. Paweni is one person who does that. And during COVID especially, she's always been doing telehealth. So you can call in for a virtual consult and you can have your sessions with her, and all her information is available on her website, www.sagehw.com. And yesterday she gave a free consult, and we gave it to somebody who's actually not in Zimbabwe, because that's the good part about living in a virtual world. You don't have to go into our office. You can just talk via WhatsApp. You can do a FaceTime or a WhatsApp video and have your session that way. So thank you so much. Let me see if we have any questions, and I can open it up to people on the panel. If you want to share anything, any information, any tips that you've done, or yesterday, if you go on our page, on our Facebook page, TUDiki, I posted a video on mom shaming. That really touched me, and it was so timely, because those are some of the things that we're talking about, and a lot of misconceptions, stressing out moms for even breastfeeding in public, having an overweight baby, people are commenting, having an underweight baby, people still comment. So it's a real eye-opener on how you can also be a sensitive bystander or spectator, because you're not the one who's given birth and experiencing all these things. So I don't know, we have 15 minutes left, and I would like to give away a prize. Let me see, I'm gonna give away a prize to Ellen Tinashe Magadzire. She asked a question earlier on. So some of the prizes, let me see some of my prizes that I have. We have a gift from, I'm not sure. So I'm not sure if you have babies or you don't. I'll share my screen again so you can see the prize that you get. So this is she's also a mom. She has, her page is called Cuteness Closet. So she makes these very cute crochet items. So we're giving this away to you. And I know, I feel bad now because Shinda, Mabel was talking about Shinda and my head, you know. You're on mute. You're actually on mute, Mabel. this is high fashion and Zim.
Pinky, it's appropriate at a good time. Winter time, please, by any means, Vandanga Africa Shinda is very warm, but summertime, Gatumbo Shinda Pasait.
All right, so this will be for next winter, and you can get in touch with us. She does these really cute crochet creations, and her information is actually on here, but do get in touch with us because we'll be giving you a prize from her. So any other remarks, I guess, from Mabel on just your just bringing everything together? I know you've watched the videos. Any advice to moms on just anything that you may need to leave new parents with, or expecting moms and dads, new parents, any information you'd like to give them?
Well, the last, or to sum up, I would just want to say, motherhood is a journey. It's not a competition that you want to compare with the mother next to you. You do what works for you, what works for your family, because all these resources are here to help, but you don't have to get it the first time you start, especially new mothers. I'm a mom of a 13-year and 11-year-old. Things that I used to worry about, I don't worry about that anymore. You know, so it gets better. So if you're stressing out, if you're panicking, if you don't know, am I doing it right? You're actually adding stress to yourself. Just take it easy. You got this, and find your own tribe. Get your friends. It's okay to have your house looking upside down for a minute. It's fine as long as you are okay. So, you know, this stress, this pressure can get to us, and we want to be perfect. I prioritize. I'm such a busy mom. Sometimes if you come to my house, and I'm not just saying this to say, you would think, is this woman really okay? Because sometimes things are upside down, because I'm prioritizing taking a walk with my children because I was at work. That's more important to me than having a stove that's really clean at that time. I'll get to eat when I can get to eat. So that's all I can say. And when it comes to skincare, involve your children with it. It's fun. We always say, oh my gosh, they've been difficult. I want to do my skincare. Bring your little girl with you. Say we are painting nails. Instead of them in the house, they're now enjoying what you're doing. You're also teaching them how to take care of themselves. So that's my last comment.
And wow, we actually have a question from Melody Nemutambwe Onyegbula. She says, my daughter has cradle cap and it's coming off with the hair. Is this normal? Maybe explain what cradle cap is.
Yeah, cradle cap is when you have a baby, when a newly born baby is born and they have like a thick layer of skin on top here. My oldest actually had it. And what they advise you to use any moisturizer. You don't want to leave it dry. You have to use like what Sane hair specialist was talking about, that glycerin. It's hydrating, it's moisturizing, and it will help the cradle cap to come out very, very easily. So I think she's leaving it too dry. If she's not putting anything on it, it's getting dry, and as it's coming off with the hair.
Okay. Can you use a little comb, you know, kukwenura?
You can very lightly. They have a little brushes for babies actually. So you want to be very light. I did it for my baby. She had that and she had a lot of hair, so I will put a lot of that little bit of glycerin, and it softens it, and then I'll brush very gently. Don't be too harsh, because as mamas, I think somebody mentioned here that we want our children to be perfect. So we want it gone like yesterday, but it's gonna take time because it's something that they're born with. My second child did not have that. It was my oldest, and it came by, I think by the second month, it was all gone, and I did it every other day. So I would just sit and gently, it's actually relaxing for them if you're gently brushing it. So if you can't get hold of glycerin, the oils will end up kind of clumping up. You want to use light oils because you don't want to end up putting stuff that is going to make it clump up, but you want something that is soften it so that it comes off very easily. So you do it before you bathe them, and then you give them a bath, and you wash the hair very nice. Sometimes you get it around, again, I think around the neck area. So just be gentle, but nothing to worry about. But there is probiotics here. There is probiotics. I remember the doctor mentioning probiotics. I'm not so sure it's available in Zimbabwe, but there is omega-3 for the babies. Omega-3s are really, really great. But I remember our grandparents and our mothers used to use cod liver oil to give a baby. Cod liver oil is also the same as omega-3. That can also help with your body, because these vitamins, that we're talking about, they're just not vitamins like, to just to take vitamins. They actually do something for your body. So your baby can have the omega-3, which is what you can find in the avocados, but in the through cod liver oil. So she can also do that, because again, any healing that's happening on the skin is going to start from the inside. And that's what at Tapira, we all believe in that. We're not about quick fixes. We're about taking care of your skin inside out, and then incorporating together with your skincare that you're using on the outside. So I think I hope I answered the question. If she wants to follow up, she can send another question on there too.
All right, and I'm gonna give away a prize. Let me see. Deidre Harvey.
Oh, that's a friend of mine. She's an esthetician here.
Oh, she's here. Oh, okay.
She's an esthetician here in South Carolina.
Oh, she's in South Carolina. Okay, so this prize is actually in Zimbabwe. So let me.
I will find something to give you. How about that?
Oh,
on your behalf.
On my behalf, yes. So I'll get in touch with you.
Yeah.
So let me look for somebody else, and I'll share our screen. So at TUDiki, we have our website, www.tudiki.com. And Mabel, you talked about making sure that the baby's water is not too hot. So we have a heat sensor. Guys, at TUDiki, we have all these sophisticated things.
Right.
Remember yesterday, I showed you that spoon that tells you your food is too hot. Now we have this heat sensor that tells you the water is too hot. So,
Perfect.
So I'm gonna give that to someone on Facebook. And I know Chichi is asking, our prize is only for people in Zimbabwe. I'll see what I can give to we had a prize for somebody who's not in Zimbabwe. So somebody, I know we gave, the person who just asked the question, sorry, I'm looking for them on Melody. Melody, my daughter has Cradle Cap. I know you have a little one, so you can stop by TUDiki, and we're located at Bardo Village Walk or at Westgate Shopping Center. So you can inbox me, you can send me an email, sales@tudiki.com, or you can go on Instagram at TUDiki Shop, or you can go on Facebook, TUDiki, and just inbox us so you can get details on how to get, so you're not scalding your baby's skin and
Absolutely
stressing the baby. So the Ducky is a good toy, and it also makes sure that the water is at the right temperature. So thank you so much to our speakers. So I'll just go into closing remarks from all of you. I know Mabel had done hers. Dr. Nyarai, any parting words for our listeners?
Yes, I think there was talk about motherhood as a journey. It has to be enjoyed, and you know, it takes a village to raise a family, and being super mom just adds extra stress on you. There's so many options. There are natural therapies that you can explore, even if you're not familiar. like you mentioned, Shingi, the website, you know, you can find resources. You know, life is to be lived in the now. Don't worry about the future. Enjoy your baby, enjoy motherhood, however that comes to you, and give yourself a break. You know, enjoy days where you go and get your skin done, you know, and you go to the spa and you get your hair done, or you have somebody else take care of your child's hair. Give yourself those little pleasures. And with these times we're living in, life has become rather stressful. So, you know, give yourself a break and have a good time and enjoy parenthood.
Thank you. And Rudo, any closing remarks? Oh, you're on mute.
Just to agree that it is a journey, motherhood and hair. It's a hair journey as well, from the time that, you know, they are children until they are older. Less is more. Stay natural, stick to natural products, and as you wash the child, your baby, remember to just wash and then put oil, a scrunchie is good enough. And as they get older, same thing, just bring them to Sana Hair Care. When you go and get your hair done, just drop them off. And yeah, like Dr. Nyara was saying, as you take care of yourself, take care of your child as well. But as you're starting out, just remember less is more, and it's okay to just put the oils in, comb out an afro, put a scrunchie, put an Alice band. You're fine. No need for the extra things, age appropriate hairstyles all the way. And just take it easy. Give us a call. You know, just do what your mom did as well. I think sometimes as well there's a pressure. Sorry, just go on. I'm adding more than I should, but the pressure is to you know, you go on you know, social media and you see children in other places looking a certain way. Everyone's hair texture is different. You know, everyone's journey is different. You've got to know what texture your child has, and you know what works for you, so that you are not trying to do what everyone else is doing. Stop trying to get products from everywhere, trying to put them in your hair. Like I said, less is more, and just see what works for you, and you know, you stick with that. So yeah, no pressure. Take it easy and you'll be fine.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I see the comments coming in that this was really, really helpful. And I just want to thank you all for joining us for our third TUDiki shower, our first virtual, but our third overall TUDiki shower. The speakers have just been really, really awesome. Starting from Monday, again, it was motherhood. Tuesday, it was feeding and nutrition. Wednesday, we met the doctors. Today, we have the beauty specialists, mental health, just taking care of yourself. And I'm gonna give one more prize to Chiedza. So Tapir Sugaring, I'll get a prize for Chiedza. She's been with us all week, commenting, keeping us alive on Facebook. So Chiedza, China.
Is she here? Is she in the US or in Zimbabwe?
Based in the
Okay.
Yes.
So I will give you 2 Black Girl sunscreen. How about that? One for Deidre and then one for Chiedza.
Oh, nice, nice. So thank you so much. And tomorrow, I've been hyping this up all week. We have the dads. Dads, Zimbabwean men usually don't attend baby showers. We have our 3-time baby shower attendee. His name is Mr. Msarurwa. From the first time we started the TUDiki shower, he came with his wife. She was expecting in 2018. They came together. In 2019, they joined us again. And I've invited him to be a speaker on, you know, why he comes to baby showers. It's so difficult to get the men involved because they feel like it's the woman's job. So I have 5 dads tomorrow who will be defending their names because they've been bashed all week, that they're just there with the remote and they're not supporting the moms, and some of it is what's contributing to the stress, to this postpartum depression. So the dads are going to be sharing with us tomorrow on just their fatherhood journeys. We don't want to use the platform to bash the dads and to say what they're not doing. This is not the time, guys. This is the time to encourage other dads to be active, in their children's lives, and to take part in the parenting role from the onset, from when she's pregnant, attending those doctor's appointments together, and just being a part of the process and knowing what's going on. I see some dads, I won't call them out, some future dads on our platform listening in. So I hope they're taking heed, and they'll be listening in tomorrow for fatherhood. But thank you all. Thank you so much for those who've been with us all week. If you are joining us for the first time today, thank you so much for joining. I hope you've learned a lot. We have our videos on our Facebook page, TUDiki.com. We also have on the Mwanangu Mtanami YouTube channel. You can go and watch the videos again and just educate yourself, and don't stress. Everything is a journey, and you're the best parent that you are with the information that you have. And this has been an excellent resource to educate, to encourage, and to empower soon-to-be parents, new parents, and parents who've been doing this for a while. So thank you all. God bless, and have a great evening. Thank you.
Thank you.